that one meeting, I literally thought, if my plane goes down on the way to that god-awful meeting, is that how I want to go out? And there's no way. And that was it.
Welcome to the Freedom Club Podcast, where we discover the fight for freedom, fulfillment, passion, and purpose. Your host is Curt Mercadante, Gallup certified strengths coach, an agency founder who is dedicated to coaching individuals seeking to level up their life and their businesses. The Freedom Club is about unlocking your talents, turning them into strengths, and crushing your objectives. You can learn more at curtmercadante.com. Welcome to the Freedom Club.
Entrepreneurs face it, creatives face it, is fear. Fear plays a huge role in kind of our day-to-day life. So when you are overcoming your fear or working through your fear to leave your agency behind and embrace the excitement and the unknown of your new career, what did that look like for you? What was your thought process, or what were you feeling at that time?
It sounds macabre, but I think about, and it goes back to your early question, death. And that one meeting, I literally thought, if my plane goes down on the way to that god-awful meeting, is that how I want to go out? And there's no way. And that was it. And I said that to my wife. And, I run into a lot of people, they're married, and they say, well, I would quit, but my wife, and then I'm like, well, have you talked to her about it? Well, no. And then they talk to their spouse. It doesn't have to be wife. It could be, wife, husband. And they say no. And they go talk to their spouse, and they're like, oh, I got permission. I'm quitting my job, and it was kind of like that for me. And when I finally brought it up to my wife, she said, finally. And listen, what I tell people who are looking to make the jump is this: I don't care what line of work you're in. You are, especially in this day and age, right, in this interesting financial climate, are you really truly safe in any job? Are you truly safe in the corporate world where your job could be eliminated or downsized? I talked to someone who's got another podcast on LinkedIn. I won't say it in case he doesn't want me to share his name. Sure. But he worked for a major telecom company who had announced they're laying off 10% of their workforce per year. In some people say there's going to be 40 million jobs eliminated over like the next 10 years because of AI, robotics. And so I look at that, and I've always been the type of person who would rather put my fate in my own hands. And having that faith can be scary, but there's two types of scary. There's being scared you're going to be fired. There's being scared that if I miss this conference call, I'm going to lose my client. But there's also being scared of, where am I going to get my next two clients from? I'm going to go out and crush it. It's a different kind of fear. There's a fear that's driving you, and there's a fear that's beating you down into the ground. And right now I have a fear that gives me drive. I used to have a fear that made me driven right into the ground, basically. And so I was sick of that feeling. And it's difficult to help others overcome it and realize that when you come out on the other side of the smoke, it's a lot less scary than you perceived or than you expected or than you built it up in your own mind.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, and it's so true. And it's not one I've thought of before, is the fact that there are two different types of fear. One is probably safe to say it's healthy, that fear that drives you to, do more than, human nature, laziness, or a sense of complacency might allow you to do. And then there's that fear that drives you into the ground. And many times we focus on the one that's driving us into the ground rather than fostering the one that makes us greater.